Yeah, we've had them on long enough. I feel like I've got that memorized now. Well, it is time for Modern Motherhood with Jacksonville Mom. Our topic today is grace over guilt, embracing wellness and joy this holiday season. And we've got Dominique Landry with us here again. And I love this topic. By the way, great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Always to be here, always.
I think when we get to this time of year, we've got the parties, we've got all the different things going on. We're busy, we're spread too thin, and then we're trying to add the fitness back on top of that or eating right. And when we don't do that, we feel guilty. So why is it so important that we kind of get that out of our heads? Don't feel guilty.
So, I mean, one, guilt is not good for you. So it increases your stress level.
Right.
That means it increases your cortisol. So what does that mean? That means weight retention. That means less sleep. So that's really counterintuitive. We're hurting ourselves when we're feeling guilty about what we're not doing. It's like literally pushing us further away from our goals.
Right, and that's just doing nothing for us.
Exactly.
Nothing good, nothing beneficial, I should say. So why do we often feel so guilty, do you think?
So I think a lot of times in fitness, it's so black and white. No one gives you any like space for gray. Either you're just going hard and you are like nailing it, you're awesome, you're perfect, and then as soon as you fall off, it's like, well, you're not doing it anymore.
Exactly.
And you've just like failed completely.
Right.
And so when we think about it as, let's say, a marathon, right? Like, especially when we think about the holidays is like such a short moment in the span of the year.
True.
Right? So if we're giving ourselves grace and we're thinking through like, okay, so I might not have been able to work out as much as I wanted to this week, but again, this is 1 week in 52 weeks. I always have next week. There's another time to kind of reset. Then you're like, okay, this is not as big of a deal as I'm making it.
Right. I like that. We need to give ourselves that grace, right?
Yes.
So for someone who's struggling to stay active during this time of year, what advice would you give them if they want to stay on track?
So I always think about things as like balance and intention, right? And so you say it's the holidays, it's busy, I'm eating more, I'm doing more things, I might not have as much time to work out. So we think about things like, how are we incorporating fitness into the everyday things that we're gonna do anyways? If it's really about bonding with family, can we all go on a walk after dinner?
Okay,
right?
I like that.
If we're saying intentionally, like thinking about it in terms of mindfulness, are we saying, am I really hungry right now? So I think in the holidays, we still have to ask ourselves those key questions. Am I really hungry, or am I eating out of habit?
Right.
You know? Thinking about portion control, like instead of saying I'm not going to eat desserts because hello, like it's the holidays.
Right.
I'm honestly just
realistic.
here for the
It's gonna
desserts.
happen.
Like I'm
Yeah.
only here
Hello.
for the desserts. And so we're really thinking about like, instead of skipping the dessert, saying, okay, I'm just going to have a small piece of this, a small piece of this, and a small piece of this. So that way we're still be able to enjoy the holidays, being able to enjoy our families, but doing it in a way that we don't feel like we are just like ruining all the progress we've made.
And you say gratitude can actually help with this. How's that?
Yes, because having a grateful heart, just one, puts you in a different mindset. So I think it makes you approach things differently.
Right.
And so we're saying, instead of we're focusing on the slice of pie we ate, we're really focusing on the laughter and being able that we got to enjoy family time. And so that just one rewires our brain. Gratitude just generally rewires our brain. And so we have a more positive mindset, a more positive outcome. Then we actually tend to continue with our goals after the fact, right? Because we aren't down on ourselves. We didn't decide that we need to give up because we failed. We're saying, okay, I made a mistake, or you know, tomorrow's a new day. I can still continue this ongoing.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. And the thing is, if you're going to indulge and eat it, just get that out of it. Yeah, just
eat it.
Don't be guilty. So Fit Enough on Instagram, and then JacksonvilleMom.com for more. Thank you so much, Dominique. Always great to see you, and happy holidays.
Thank you.